So why don't we go ahead and get started in child's pose. So bringing your knees nice and wide, shifting back towards the heels. Taking the arms out nice and wide, bringing the forehead to the mat. And just beginning to release into the floor. Coming into your breath. Hearing it. Since you're so close to the ground, you can really hear the breath. What does it sound like? Feeling the breath as it goes in and out through your nose. Feeling it on the top of your lip. Begin to feel your hands pressing down into the mat. Just gently, but notice that they're there. Notice that they're touching the mat. What does it feel like? Maybe it's smooth. Maybe it's bumpy. Notice that your wrists are maybe slightly lifted. But as you move down the arm, you feel that your forearms and your elbows are also touching the mat. Feeling that your knees, your shins, and the tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. Begin to shift the forehead forwards just a little bit so that the forehead starts to crease, applying a nice gentle pressure right into your third eye, relieving any of the stress or the tension that might be in your head right now. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. You're going to slowly begin to walk yourself up. But as you move your hands back, feel your hands pressing into the mat each time you move one back. Maybe even keeping your eyes closed here to really feel the sensation of your mat as you move up. And then go ahead and close the knees in towards each other. Sitting on the ankles, or if that's uncomfortable, go ahead and take a comfortable, easy seat, Sukhasana. Legs crossed in front. Don't lift your fingers from the mat. Keep them there if you can, or if you have blocks that you can ground them into, or books, go ahead and ground them into those things. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Deep inhale and exhale. Bring into your mind now The feeling of being grounded. What does that feel like for you? Maybe you can imagine your feet walking in the mud or in the grass or on a beach. Often associating that feeling of groundedness with our feet touching the earth. What kind of feelings does that bring you? Maybe peace, joy, feeling of support, of love. Begin to embrace those feelings. Draw them into your heart. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Take one more deep inhale, really drawing those feelings in. And exhale. Slowly reaching the hands up to heart center, bow the head, press the thumbs into the heart. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Releasing the hands to the mat. Maybe the eyes stay closed here. Again, feel the fingers pressing into the mat, feeling the palms pressing in. Make the knees slightly wider so that you're in your nice tabletop position. On the inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze up. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine. As you round, feel the tops of the feet pressing into the mat. Inhale, let the belly drop, draw the heart through. And exhale, round. Feel the tops of the feet pressing into the mat, hands pressing. Notice the sensations of the body pressing into the mat. Inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze. And exhale to round. Inhale, coming back to center. Take the left arm all the way up to the sky. And on the exhale, thread the needle, drawing it all the way under that right arm, taking the side of the face down to the mat. Right arm can come out in front, maybe it stretches out wide, or maybe it just stays right next to the face, gives that feeling of being grounded on the mat. And again, feel these new sensations. The hand might be off the mat now. Maybe it's on hardwood, maybe it's on carpet. What does that feel like on the back of your hand? Does it feel scratchy, tingly, cool, warm? Breathe in that feeling of touch. And then inhale, slowly raise that left hand all the way back up. And exhale to lower it back down. Inhale, raise the right arm up. Exhale to thread the needle, bring the right side of your face down to the mat. And again, either keeping that left hand right by the face, nice and grounded in the mat, or even stretching it out, maybe even feeling the fingertips touching the mat, noticing the sensations of that. And then tune back into that right hand. The top of the right hand now pressing into the floor, whatever that space is. Feel your cheek on the mat. And slowly Drawing that left hand back towards your face if it was out. Inhale, rising all the way back up, stretching the arm nice to the sky, and slowly release all the way back down. Take a nice deep inhale here. And on the exhale, tuck the toes, press it back into a downward facing dog. Once you get there, just bending into one knee nice and slow, and then the other. Just shifting from side to side. Feeling the heel as it lifts up and then maybe presses down towards the mat. Notice the different parts of the feet that press down. Deep inhale and exhale. Finding a little bit of stillness here, bending into the knees, drawing the tailbone back. Feeling the hands nice and wide, biceps draw in, triceps turn out. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. On the next inhale, just take that right foot and step it through to meet the right thumb. If it doesn't reach all the way, just wiggle walk it forward a bit, and then drop the back knee down. Keep the hands nice and firmly into the mat as you lean forward over that right knee, beginning to allow the left hip to sink. Let the head and the neck go. Or maybe you're on blocks here. Taking one more nice deep inhale. And exhale. From here, slowly begin to shift back towards the left heel, walking yourself all the way back. Sitting on the heel, or maybe sitting on a pillow or a bolster, or taking that left foot out slightly to the left so that your glutes can sit on the mat. Press into the mat with your hands or your fingertips. Inhale, lift through the heart. And then on the exhale, begin to tilt the pelvis forward, taking a nice forward fold. Let the head and the neck go. Maybe hands stay right where they are, or begin to walk them out. Maybe straight, maybe right next to you. Wherever feels comfortable, but keep them on the mat. Keep the sensation of touching the earth. Breathing here. And then inhale to slowly walk yourself all the way back up. Turn out onto that right hip and bring the left leg around to meet the right. Go ahead and take the feet about as wide as the mat. So in a kind of a shorter straddle stance. Bend the knees if your hamstrings are tight. Lift through the chest. And on the exhale, just take your hands again to the ground and begin to walk yourself forward. It doesn't matter how far forward you go. Just try to keep a nice length in your spine to start. And then once you get to your max depth, allow the chest to release, allow the head and the neck to come down. Maybe the forearms come to the mat. You can keep the legs bent here. They don't need to be straight. Feel the heels pressing into the mat, just letting the body go. Slowly begin to walk yourself all the way back up. Take the right knee in towards the left thigh. Take the right hand behind you. We're going to just do a little counter to that forward fold. So begin to press yourself up onto the right knee. Open through the heart. Press the hips forward. Maybe the left arm reaches up and over the head. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, slowly lower all the way back down. Take the hands out in front. We're going to just crawl ourselves up into our tabletop. Once we get there, take a couple of cat and cows, just kind of clearing that all out. Again, feeling the tops of the feet pressing into the mats, feeling the hands and the knees connected. Moving with your own breath at your own pace. Then when you're ready, coming back to a nice neutral spine. Tuck the toes under, and on your next exhale, press yourself back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. When you're ready, take that left foot, just step it forward to meet the left thumb. And if it doesn't reach, just wiggle walk it forward. Drop the back knee down, and again, just allowing the body to melt over that front leg as you sink into that right hip. Maybe taking a sip of whatever you are drinking tonight. Settling in here. And then when you're ready, begin to walk those hands back as you sit back towards the right heel. Walking the body up. And again, either sitting on the heel, maybe moving that heel a little off to the side so that you can sit fully on the mat, or sitting on a block or a bolster, or you get a pillow. Keep the hands flat on or even the fingertips on the ground where blocks. Inhale, lift the chest, and then exhale, begin to tilt the pelvis forward, finding your fold. Keeping the hands on the mat as you just walk them out. And they can remain wherever they're comfortable for you. Maybe the fingertips touching, maybe the whole hand. Release the head and the neck. If you have a lot of tension in your head right now, you can even take your forearms to the ground if you're down this far and press the thumbs into the right in between the eyes, kind of where your nose, the bridge of your nose is. Not the bridge of your nose, that's like the top of your nose. Right above the bridge of your nose. And slowly beginning to walk yourself all the way back up. And then roll out onto that left hip. Bring the right leg around. Again, we're going to find that kind of short straddle stance. You can bend the knees in order to draw that spine nice and long. And then take the hands in between the legs and just begin to walk yourself forward. So again, the depth doesn't matter. You can keep that nice bend in the knees, or maybe beginning to straighten them out if that would feel good for you today. Or maybe it feels good to just keep them bent. And again, let yourself go here. Head and neck release. And then from here, slowly begin to walk yourself all the way back up. And this time we're going to bring that left foot in towards the thigh. Take the left hand behind. You're going to press yourself up onto the left knee. That right foot stays out in front. Open through the heart. Maybe let that right arm release behind you. Nice deep inhale here. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale to slowly release all the way back down. And then once you get there, just crawling back into your tabletop. However you get there is totally fine. Once you get back into your tabletop, again, take a couple of cat and cows. Just on your own breath. Again, connecting with your mat. And then go ahead and tuck the toes. Press yourself back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, this time raise the right leg high. And on the exhale, step it through to meet the right thumb. Again, if it doesn't reach, just wiggle, walk it forward. Drop that back knee down. And this time we're gonna raise up off of the ground. So untuck the back toe so that the back, the whole kind of back side of the leg is on the mat. You can keep pressing the hips down just for a moment, just working into that left hip. Hands can be at the hips or maybe even just the thigh. Breathing into this for a moment. And we're going to shift the hips back a little bit. So creating a 90-90 degree angle. So the front knee is at a 90 degree, the back knee is at a 90 degree. Bring the hands all the way up to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twist to the right. So a lot of times we do this in a crescent lunge. I want you to feel here the top foot, the right foot pressing into the mat and the back leg pressing into the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, twist it open to the right. Inhale, coming back to center. This time on the exhale, just open the arms. So almost like you were in a warrior two. So feeling that as you twist to the left here, the right hip is going to start to open a little bit. So just chest twisting to the left, arms are out. Go ahead and gaze over that front arm, front hand. Breathe in here. Taking one more nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, windmill the arms all the way down. Hands come to the inside of that right foot. We're going to shift ourselves back onto the heel. So again, taking that foot wherever you'd like, or maybe sitting on a block or a bolster. Hands come beside you. Take a nice deep inhale, lift through the chest. And then exhale, fold forward. Hands come to the mat. Feel the grounding of the hands. Maybe doing that little head press with the thumbs right between the eyes. Slowly begin to walk yourself all the way back up. Roll out onto that right hip. Bring the left foot forward. This time we're going to take that left foot in towards the right thigh. Let the knee fall out. And then take the right hand, begin to draw it down the right leg. Left arm is going to reach up and over. Nice little side stretch here. And as you do this, go ahead and take the gaze down to the ground. So even though you're lifting through the heart, try to keep the gaze down. Maybe even the elbow lowers a little bit. Inhale, slowly rise all the way back up. And we're just gonna crawl it back into our tabletop. Once you get here, bend the elbows and lower all the way down to the belly. Take the hands out to the edges of the mat. Lift the elbows up high. Plant the tops of the feet. Really feel the tops of the feet plant as the knees lift. Inhale, rise to cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, release. Hands come back to mid-rib, pressing through the hands, through tabletop to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, raise the left leg high. On the exhale, step it through to meet the left thumb. Drop the back knee down. And again, we're just gonna walk the hands up. Maybe they come to the hips or maybe just to the thigh. Allow that right hip to settle down to start here. Maybe taking a little sip of your wine, your tea. And we're gonna shift ourselves back into that 90-90 with our legs. So front leg at 90 degrees, back leg at 90 degrees. Bring the arms all the way up to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, twist it open to the left. Again, as you twist, feel that front foot planted firmly in and feel that back foot really pressing into the mat. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, twist it open to the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist it open. Inhale, back to center. This time on the exhale, right arm reaches for the back. Begin to open through the hip. So the front foot and the back knee, they're not moving, but you're opening your body to the right. You're gonna begin to feel that left hip, the inside of the left hip open. You might feel a little bit of movement in that right hip as well as it kind of turns and opens. Breathing here. If it would feel better, you can always take that back knee or back foot and move it a little bit over to the side if it's a lot of kind of pulling feeling on that right hip. Take one more inhale. And on the exhale, windmill the arms down to the inside of that left foot. And then begin to shift back, sitting on the right heel or moving it off. Plant the hands into the mat. Inhale to lift through the heart. Find that length through the spine. And then on the exhale, begin to fold forward. Walking the hands out, letting the head and the neck go. Coming back to your breath. Slowly rising all the way up. Go ahead and shift onto that left hip. Bring the right foot all the way around. We're going to take that right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Begin to walk the left hand down the left leg. Take the right arm up and over. Take your gaze down to the ground. So feeling the stretch through the right side body. Keep lifting through the heart, but instead of taking the gaze up, taking it down. Maybe feeling a little bit of a nice stretch through the neck there as you do that. Slowly walking all the way back up. And we're again going to come around into our tabletop. Just shifting the legs. And then once you get into the tabletop, shift yourself forward, bending the elbows, keeping them in towards the sides as you come all the way down onto the belly. Taking the hands out to the edges of the mat, tent the fingers, draw the elbows up and the shoulder blades together. Feel the tops of the feet plant, kneecaps lift. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale to cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale to cobra. And exhale to release. Hands come back to mid-rib. Press yourself through tabletop to downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale once you get there. And exhale. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale, raise the right leg high. On the exhale, step it through to meet the right thumb. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, this time bring the arms all the way up and over the head as you let the left hip settle. Untuck the back toes. Feel the heart lift. And exhale. Feel how the grounding of your front foot into the mat and the back foot into the mat actually allows you to lift the heart a little bit more. Take one more inhale. And then on the exhale, bring the hands down to the inside of that right foot. We're going to shift ourselves around to the left side of the mat. So taking that left foot in line with the left knee, right foot goes out nice and wide. Planting the hands down in front. On the inhale, lift the heart, lift the gaze. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine. So feeling the grounding of the knee, of the feet. Inhale to drop the belly, raise the gaze up. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, coming back to center. We're going to sit back towards the heel, and we're actually going to just kick that left foot out in front. So now we're in this full straddle position. So earlier we kind of had them more in. Go ahead and take them out a little bit farther this time. Taking an inhale here. And then on the exhale, begin to walk the hands forward. Trying to keep a nice flat spine to start, really tilting through the pelvis to draw your heart down. And then once you can't go any farther, then maybe beginning to round through the spine and letting the head and the neck go. If it feels good to keep that nice flat back, go ahead and stay in that position. You don't have to round. You can kind of just work into the legs, keeping that nice flat back. Keeping the hands on the earth though, so that you can feel the earth. Feel the heels pressing into the ground. Maybe noticing the difference in the sensations where the heels are touching. So my right heel is into the mat, my left heel is into the hardwood. Noticing how that feels different. And slowly beginning to walk yourself all the way back up. Bringing the right heel in towards the left thigh. We're gonna take that right hand behind and again, just counter that fold, lifting up through the hips, through the heart, opening here. Take a nice deep inhale. And then on the exhale, hands come towards the front of the mat. Maybe lowering down first and then moving towards the front, just eventually coming into your tabletop again. Shifting forward, bending the elbows and come all the way down to the belly. Keeping the hands at mid-rib this time. Inhale, rise to cobra. And exhale, release. Inhale to cobra. If you'd like to press all the way into up dog, you're welcome to do that. Maybe just staying here. If you're in cobra, lower down. And then maybe one more cobra, or maybe this time you press into up dog. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, drop the knees, shift back into your downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Inhale, raise the left leg up. Exhale, step it through to meet the left thumb. Drop the back knee down. And this time again, raise the arms all the way up. And on the exhale, settle into that right hip. So again, pay attention to that front foot pressing into the mat and into the back heel or back foot, the top of the back foot pressing into the mat. Notice how if you press a little bit more, you can find a little bit more length through the spine. You can open your heart. So this grounding down allows us to lift up. Take one more deep inhale. And on the exhale, hands come down to the ground. We're gonna walk ourselves over to the right side of the mat. So again, that right foot falls in line with the right knee, and left foot is out to the side. Plant the hands down onto the mat or maybe out in the ground in front of you. On the inhale, drop the belly, raise the gaze up. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine, really pressing through that left foot, through that right knee. Inhale, belly drops, heart lifts. And exhale, press the mat away. Inhale to drop the belly, raise the gaze. And exhale, press the mat away. Inhale, come back to a nice neutral spine. We're just gonna shift back, bringing that right foot out in front, coming into that full straddle. So you can move yourself so that maybe your glutes are on the mat, one heel's on, one heel's off. And notice that it's the different heel. So allowing this heel to feel the mat beneath it, and this heel to feel the floor beneath it. Take a nice deep inhale, find that length through your spine. And then on the exhale, begin to fold forward. Again, keeping that nice flat back to start, and then folding in, or keeping that nice flat back the whole time. Flex through the feet if that feels good. If that feels a little bit straining on the backs of the knees, go ahead and point the toes. Allow yourself to rest here. Feel the hands, maybe the elbows on the mat. Notice the difference of the mat and the floor. Be here right now in this space. Slowly pressing yourself all the way back up. Go ahead and bring that left foot in towards the right thigh. Bring the left hand behind. Press yourself up. Hips come forward. Heart opens. Maybe the right arm reaches back. Take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, maybe windmilling that arm around, coming forward into your tabletop. And then from here, shifting forward, bending those elbows, keep them in nice and tight to the body, lower all the way down. Inhale, lifting into cobra, and exhale, release. Inhale, lifting into cobra or up dog, and exhale, release. We're staying. One more inhale to cobra or up dog. And on the exhale, drop the knees. This time, shift it right back into your child's pose. Take a nice deep inhale here. And exhale. Bring the forehead to the mat. Grounding back down. Slowly begin to walk yourself up. We're going to come into our tabletop, and then we're going to flip the toes and just stand at the back of your mat. So I want you to feel your feet grounding into your mat here. Taking a moment to kind of shift back and forth. Feeling the toes lift and then maybe the heels lift. You might need to keep your eyes open here if you close them. Just shifting back and forth, feeling the mat beneath your feet. And then I want you to take just one step forward. So the left foot or the right foot stayed where it was, and just one foot steps out in front. And again, just feel the mat beneath you. So shifting forward and back. As your right toes touch, your left heel lifts, or vice versa if the other foot started. And then as you come back onto the toes of the front foot, go ahead and take a step forward with the back foot. And again, just moving back and forth. Notice the sensations of your feet on the mat. And then again, as your front toes hit the mat, go ahead and step forward. Shifting back and forth. And as you come forward, take that left foot or the back foot forward. And just taking this nice, slow, mindful walk up to the top of your mat. Just feeling the different parts of your feet on the ground. Notice how supportive the earth is. You're not going to fall through it. Go ahead and take that step. It's always going to hold you. No matter what part of your foot is touching the ground, there's always steadiness beneath you. And go ahead and take the back foot, just step it to meet the front again. Coming into some stillness here. Feel the feet pressing into the mat. Closing your eyes. Finding your breath. And we're slowly just going to bend into the knees, coming all the way down onto the mat. Bringing the knees out in front, feet out in front, and slowly lower all the way down. Really allow yourself to feel each vertebrae as it touches the mat. So nice slow roll all the way down onto the ground. Eventually, the back of the head hits the mat. Go ahead and bring the heels in towards the glutes. Take a nice deep inhale here. And then on the exhale, begin to shift the shoulders underneath the body. Really plant the hands down into the mat. And then feel the hips lift up into your bridge pose. Feel the back of the head supported. Even though the hips are lifting, feel the feet planted in the mat. Feel the hands firmly planted. Take one more nice deep inhale here. And exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Again, feel each part of the vertebrae hit the mat on the way down until the tailbone hits last. Let everything settle here. We're going to take that one more time. Feeling the shoulders begin to shift underneath the body. Plant the hands, plant the feet, and lift the hips up. Feel the back of the head, maybe walking the shoulders a little bit more under. Feel the earth supporting you as you lift. The earth, the pressing into the earth is helping you lift, is helping you give out through the heart. Take one more deep inhale. And exhale to slowly release all the way down. Again, feeling each vertebrae as it lowers. Just take a moment to feel the whole spine on the mat. Slowly bringing the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Keep the right knee in as the left leg lowers down. Slowly take that right knee over to the left, finding a nice little twist here. Maybe looking out over the right shoulder. Try to ground that right shoulder into the mat so that the whole right arm is nice and planted. Slowly coming all the way back through center. Take that right knee into the chest one more time. And then take the right heel for the sky and slowly lower the right leg all the way down. Bringing the left knee into the chest, give it a nice big hug. And then take the left knee all the way over to the right. Again, trying to ground the left shoulder into the mat. That might mean the twist doesn't go quite as far as usual. Feeling the whole back of the left arm into the mat. Slowly coming all the way back to center. Drawing that left knee into the chest, give it a nice big hug. And then take the left heel for the sky and slowly lower all the way down. Once that left heel hits, allow yourself to fully release into your Shavasana, feeling the heels, the backs of the legs, the tailbone, the glutes, the spine, the shoulders, backs of the arms, the backs of the hands, the neck, the back of the head, all supported, all grounded, all loved. Allow yourself to rest here. Feel and see how the life force, the heartbeat of the universe, leads you on, guides you, takes you on the way. Yes, there are times when we need to march forward, muster up our willpower, and grind through the motions. But those times are transitory. And that's not the magical way we're living now. Even when we stop, doubt, wonder, get tired and confused, The universe is there to revitalize us, move us along our path, and lead the way. If you're tired, rest. If you're sad, cry. If you're thirsty, take a long, cold drink of water. If you feel hopeless, feel that. But know it's just for the moment. If you feel confused, feel that. Feel it until clarity, desire, hope, and meaning break through. You don't have to trudge through on willpower, not any longer. You do not have to push your way through. Rest until you feel healed. Then gently go forward. Let the universe assist you. Open your eyes, the eyes of your soul, and see where to go. Feel where to go. Sense what to do next. See how the magical power of the universe carries you along, even when you get tired, even when you get confused. You are connected to yourself, to the universal life force, to God. Quiet the chatter of your mind, renew your body, replenish your soul. Take in all the healing energy of the world around you. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Begin to feel into your fingers, into your toes, into your ankles, your wrists, your elbows. And slowly drawing one knee into the chest, and then the other. Giving yourself a hug. Before turning onto your right or your left side, and placing one hand on the ground or the mat beneath you. Again, connecting to the earth that supports you, the universe that guides you, and to yourself that knows. Slowly pressing yourself up into a comfortable seat, eyes closed and hands at heart center. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, let it go. Bringing your hands to third eye center, we'll bow and say namaste. The light in me honors the light in you.